Hi, we're getting ready to do a toned and 10 workout with the Hooked on Pilates handy bands. This routine will give you a full body Pilates workout in just 10 exercises with a warm-up and few stretches thrown in for good measure. Now, it would be good if you have watched the basic Pilates concepts video before doing this workout because it will help you with your focus and your form. Specifically for this workout, you're going to need a set of the green handy bands or the orange handy bands, a mat, and if you have any issues with your neck, you may need a pillow. So my recommendations for the adjustment of your handy bands is on the screen. So please take the time now to adjust your handy bands. Please keep in mind that this is just a recommendation. You are able to adjust your handy bands to whatever fits your fitness level. Generally, you should have light resistance in the start position of your exercise, and this resistance will increase as you move. However, never to the point of discomfort or strain. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and place our arches of our feet into the smaller of the two loops. Good. And now we're going to use good body mechanics as we lie down. So I'm going to have you place your handy bands out in front of you. You're going to come down onto your side and then take a handle in each of your hands and then lay those handy bands down next to you, because we're going to get started with a warm-up that's going to increase our awareness of the two spinal positions used in a Pilates workout, neutral spine and imprint. So we're going to start off with a pelvic rock. You're simply going to tilt your pelvis up and down and start noticing how as you tilt that pelvis, your back moves also. And start to draw your awareness to how your back is feeling. Is it feeling tight? Is it feeling loose? And let this knowledge guide your workout. Now settle into neutral spine. This is where your pelvis is neither tilted up nor down. You have a small space at your low back. And now we're going to go from neutral spine to imprint. So you're going to inhale through your nose, expanding your ribs. Exhale, allow your pelvis to roll back, pulling your navel in, flattening your back into the mat. Now inhale, release to your neutral. Exhale, draw navel deep inside of you, feeling how your back imprints into the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, drawing that navel in, feeling your ribs slide to the top of your hips and release. And exhale, feel your ribs slide towards the top of your hips. Navel drawn in, and now release to your neutral. Exhale, draw navel in. Feel your back flatten to the mat, imprinting. Now release back to your neutral spine. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, connect your abdominals, flattening your back to the mat with that connection. Inhale, release to your neutral. And exhale, last one. Use your abdominals to flatten your back. Inhale, release. Okay, so now we're going to go into our first exercise. You're going to grab onto your handles. It's going to be single leg stretch with arm reach. So your neutral spine, your gaze is straight up towards the ceiling. You're going to lift your leg into tabletop. You're going to have light resistance in that band. Let's bring the other arm and leg up. And from here, you're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, stretch your arm and leg away from center. Inhale as you return. We're going to alternate. Exhale, stretch away. Inhale as you return. Now you're really stretching and hovering over the mat. Exhale, press away. Inhale as you return. Now make sure you're working your abdominals flat. You'll hear me say this a lot. You get what you train, so work your abdominals flat if that's what you want. You're also trying to keep your spine in neutral. Your gaze is straight up towards the ceiling. And so let's warm things up a little bit more by taking up the tempo. So it's exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Work those arms and legs long as you hover over the mat. Let's keep it going here. Switching from side to side. Work those abs flat. Keep your spine in neutral. Gaze is straight up towards the ceiling. Let's have 2 more on each side. So 1 more set here. Very good. So now we're going to transition into bend and stretch. So come into a tight tabletop. You can reach your arms free overhead or hook them tight together overhead. Or if you have neck issues, simply hold the bands in your hands and up against your torso. Spine is imprinted, chin is nodded. You're gazing down your nose towards your toes. And from here, exhale, point and press away. Squeeze those legs tight together. Inhale as you return. Exhale, deepen your imprint as you draw your navel tight in. Work those abdominals flat. Exhale as you press out. Inhale as you return. Now to make this exercise harder, press your legs out on a lower line. But be honest, make sure you're working your abs flat. You don't want to pooch them up towards the ceiling. Exhale, point and press out. Inhale as you return. Just using enough strength to keep your arms overhead, not getting tense in your neck. Excellent. Now if you want to add challenge, once your legs are straight, you can go ahead and curl up, work your abs flat, and then return. You don't need to lift your head, especially if you have osteoporosis or neck issues. Exhale, press all the way to straight, curl up. You might get a little shaky shake, that's okay. Exhale, press it all the way to straight, curl up, work those abs flat. Let's have 1 more here. Exhale, press it to straight and curl up and return. Nice. We're going to lower those legs to go right into offering. Your legs are hip distance apart. Flex your toes so they're pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Press your kneecaps down into the mat. You're isometrically contracting your leg muscles. Spine is in neutral, gaze is straight up towards the ceiling. Elbows are bent into your side from here. Exhale, point your arms directly up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you open your arms out to the side. Exhale as you come back up towards the ceiling. Crisply bend your elbows into your side. Exhale, press directly up. Inhale, breathe into your mat as you open your arms wide. Exhale and inhale, return. Now if you're feeling strain with this exercise, you could bend your knees in order to take a little bit of resistance out of that exercise. And again, exhale, press directly up. Inhale, open. Exhale and return. So you're working your biceps and your deltoid as you press up. You're working your upper back as you open out to the side and coming back in. Let's add a little head roll this time. As you open, turn your head. Come back to center and back in. Exhale, press directly up. Open your arms, alternate to the other side. Inhale, center and return. Check in with your legs. Make sure you're still isometrically toning your legs by having your toes pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Kneecaps are pressed right into the mat. Spine is still in neutral. Gaze is straight up towards the ceiling when you're facing that way. When you're rotating, you're turning to your side, coming back to your center and down. This is our last one. Exhale, press up. Inhale, open. Exhale and return. Very good. So now we're going to go ahead and do cross-country skier. We're going back to our neutral spine. You're going to reach one leg straight up towards the ceiling, get a little tension in your handy band, and then bring the other leg up. Now if you have tightness in your hamstrings, bend your knees a little bit here at the top. You're going to go ahead and move one leg closer to you as you reach the other leg away. And then you're going to switch. So you're really working on spinal stability here. You're trying to stay in your neutral. It's almost like you're trying to balance a cup of tea on your midsection as you move your arms and legs away from center. Slight tension in your handy bands as you go. You're balancing that cup of tea. Let's go ahead and go a little faster. Keeping stable in your midsection. That's your centered core. Reaching your legs long and strong. Keep it going here for 5 more. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Finish with your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Now continue to reach your arms overhead, either free or hook your handles tight together. If you have neck issues, gather your handy bands and hold them tight to your torso. Imprint your spine, nod your chin towards your throat, and we're going to do leg circles. Inhale here, exhale, press your legs low, deepen your stomach contraction. Inhale as you open your legs out to the side and circle back up. Exhale, work those abs flat. You get what you train. Circle out to your side and around. Exhale, imprint deeply. Navel in towards spine. Your back is remaining flat throughout this whole exercise. Work with precision and with control. Exhale, press low. Inhale, open. And exhale, press. Now check in with your neck. Make sure you're not overly tensing your neck muscles. You do have to use your muscles, but don't get too intense with that work there. Just using enough activity to keep those arms overhead. Very good. Now here at the top, stop, and we're going to put it in reverse. Open first. Scoop those abs as you scoop those legs to straight. Inhale, reaching toes up towards the ceiling. Deepen your stomach contraction as you reach those legs out. Inhale as you return. Exhale, stretching those legs up towards the ceiling. Now open wide. Deepen your abdominal connection as you circle around. You got it. Let's have 3 more. Exhale. Inhale, stretch up towards your ceiling. Open and stretch around. One last one here. And fantastic. Go ahead and bend your legs and place them down on the mat. Open up your arm position because we're going to get ready to turn over onto our stomach. So let's go ahead and just roll over onto our stomach. Now you're going to need to adjust your handy bands so they're over the back of your arms. We're going to get ready for breaststroke with heel squeeze, which means we're going to bend your knees to 90 degrees. Legs are hip distance apart. Heels are together, toes are apart. We're really going to need to pull up your lower abdominals, press your pubic bone down into the mat. Arms are floating over your mat. Nose is floating also, unless you have neck issues and you want to keep your forehead down. From here, inhale deeply. Exhale, press your arms to straight. Inhale, reach your arms out to the side, lifting your spine. Pause, squeeze those heels. Bend your elbows in and lower. Exhale, reach your arms out in front of you. Squeeze those heels. Pull your abs up, lift, and bend your elbows and lower. And exhale, reach out in front of you. Squeeze those heels. Lengthen your head away from your bent knees. Hold that position and come down. Now you can also choose to just do the arm movement if lifting bothers your spine. If it doesn't, let's work those back muscles and reach out as you lift. Definitely squeeze those heels, pause, and bend your elbows and return. Exhale, stretch. Keep those arms reaching away from center as you squeeze those heels, lifting your chest. Bend your elbows in and lower. Exhale, it's like you're in the pool and you're doing the breaststroke. You're coming up for some air and then you're lowering back down. Exhale, stretch long, reach those arms out from your side and around. We got one more. Exhale, stretch it out. Inhale as you lift. And now lower. Plant the ends of your handles into the ground. We're going into beats. Pull your low stomach in, reach your legs long, lift your legs up, turn them outward from your hip socket, reach your head away from your toes, and now open and close your legs. You should feel this working into your glutes from the top and from the side. We're just breathing naturally as you try to reach your head away from your toes. Make sure your abs are still drawn in. Your nose is floating over the mat. Unless you need to take support from your pillow, then keep your forehead down. Check in with your shoulders. Make sure they're relaxed. And let's go a little faster, opening, closing those legs, making sure your knees are nice and straight, active through your quadriceps. That's it. Abs are in. Reach a little longer. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Reach your head away from your toes. Abs are in. Fantastic. Let's press back on our knuckles to come into our child's pose. Lay your handles out to the side. Reach your arms out in front of you and sit back. Use your breath to increase the stretch. So inhale deeply, expand your ribs up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let that exhale carry you closer to the floor. Forehead closer to the floor, seat closer to your feet. Inhale again. Exhale, tuck your tail underneath you to increase stretch. But if you need to keep your spine straighter, don't tuck your tail underneath you. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Fantastic. Now we're going to get ready to do on all fours hip extension. You're going to place your palms flat into the band. And so depending on your adjustment, you'll either be on the resistance band or on the webbing. Just make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Now extend one leg to straight, resting on your pointed toes. Square your pelvis to your mat. Set your shoulders away from your ears. Reach your head away from your toe and draw your abs in. Inhale, expand your ribs. Exhale, lift your leg, lengthen and pause. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Lengthen from your head all the way through your gently pointed toe and down. Exhale, lift. Make sure your abs are still in. Feel like you're trying to balance that cup of tea now on your back. Lift and lengthen and lower. Exhale, lift. Keep your back stable as you reach and hold. Lower down. Exhale, shoulders are relaxed. They're set away from your ears. And return. Exhale, lift, lengthen from your head all the way through your toes. And again, exhale, lift and lengthen. We've got one more, and then we're going to add the hot potato. And down. So here we go. We're going to lift. You're going to lengthen. Keep your back stable as you tap down. Lift up and come down. You should really be feeling it here in your glutes. You're going to reach over, keeping that leg long, lift it up, reach it even longer, and then come down. And leg lifts into extension, crosses over, back stays straight, and then comes down. Exhale, lift, and cross. Shoulders are set away from your ears. 4 more. Exhale, lift, lengthen. Work for that precision and that control, especially as you get tired. You're going to lift, cross over. Spine is stable and down. 2 more. Lift it up, reach long, cross it over, bring it back and down. This is it. Last one. Lift it up, cross over. Spine is stable. You're balancing your cup of tea. And bring in. Now we got to do the other side. So go ahead and reach that leg long. Square your pelvis to the mat. Set your shoulders away from your ears. Low stomach drawn in. Exhale, lift, lengthen. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift the leg. Reach longer through those toes. Exhale, lift. Keep your abs in and lower. Exhale, lift. Lengthen from your head all the way through your toes. Exhale, lift. Hold that position and down. Relax your neck. Keep your shoulders set away from your ears. Lift and lower. One more, and then we're going into the hot potato. Very good. So here we are. Lift. Find that long leg. Keep it long. As you tap down, lift the leg and return. And again, setting those shoulders away from your ears as you cross over. Find your length and lower down. Exhale, low abs, still engaged. Spine straight and stable. Balancing that cup of tea as you do the crossover and as you return. Make sure your pelvis is still square to the mat. And very good. We got 3 more here. Lift, lengthen that leg even longer. Now cross, lift, and lower. And again, lift and lengthen, cross over, find your length, and come down. Work for that precision, lengthen that leg, cross it over, spine stays stable, and down. We have just 1 more here. And very good. All right, let's go ahead and put our handles out to the side. We're going to do a shell stretch, and we're going to focus on increasing the stretch at our hip socket by allowing our hips to come off to the side. So that should intensify the stretch right at your hip socket. So inhale here, exhale, let that exhale carry you over a little bit further, stretching right in the side of your hip. 1 more time, inhale and exhale. Now, if that doesn't feel good for you, just stay in a regular shell stretch. But let's go ahead and get that other side. So allow your weight to roll over to that hip socket. Inhale here deeply and exhale. Let your hips roll towards the side. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Very good. So now we're going to come up to high kneeling, and we're going to do tricep extension. So we're going to come up onto your knees. You're going to try to find that neutral spine, drawing up through your abdominals, tucking your tail underneath you. Make sure you got firm pressure through your shins into the ground. Same thing with your feet. Elbows are bent, if they can be, up towards the ceiling, a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. And from here, inhale deeply, exhale, press those arms to straight. Inhale as your elbows bend. Exhale, push to straight. Inhale as you return. Really get those arms to straight, drawing up from your lowest abdominals and your pelvic floor, working for that neutral spine as you work your triceps. So really get those arms to straight. If this is causing any strain in your neck, just have your elbows a little bit down lower and you're pressing a little wider. And exhale, press. Inhale as you return. Lift your pelvic floor, cinch your waistline in as you press those elbows to straight. Working those triceps, pressing your shins and the dorsum of your foot into the mat. Let's keep it going for 5 more. And exhale, inhale, return, 3 more. Working those arms to straight. Feel it in your tricep. 2 more. And now we have our last one. Very good. So we're going to come up to standing. You're going to need to take your feet out of your straps. So go ahead and come up to standing, taking your feet out. And we're going to turn and face the camera here. Or we're just going to turn and face. You're going to have the webbing facing each other. You can choose to have your legs in parallel or in first position. You just want to make sure that the balls of your feet are down on the webbing because we're going to go into releve. So in this position, if you're in first position, heels are together, toes are apart. You're going to have your arms straight and slightly lifted in front of you. And from here, you're going to inhale deeply, exhale, bicep curl, firm pressure through your foot and up through the top of your head, and then return. Exhale, draw your kneecaps up as you bicep curl. Inhale as you return. Now, if you want more resistance, simply lift your arms a little higher and keep them lifted. If you want a little less resistance, simply lower your arms and curl in this position. Now, firm pressure through your feet. Bend your elbows and then return. Make sure you've got control on the return. Get the work also as you return, up and down. Now, if you want more challenge, on our next one, we're going to releve or go up on our toes. So start it by lifting your arms and then coming up. If you're in the heels together, toes apart position, squeeze those heels tight together and lower down. If you're in parallel, firm pressure through the balls of your feet. As you draw your kneecaps up, really hold your balance, stay vertical, and then return. Exhale, come up, Get those heels zipper tight together. Carry that all the way to your seat and then return. Exhale, bicep curl, releve. Squeeze tight in your inner thighs and into your seat. Exhale, lifting and squeezing. And return. We've got 3 more. You're working for a nice vertical, neutral position of your whole body. And come down. That's 2 more. And lift. Squeeze tight together and lower. One last one. Well done. Well, that's it for our Toned in 10 workout. I hope you feel centered, more aware, and stronger. So if you have time, do our Firm in 5, which is going to focus on the strength of your legs. And of course, it's always important to stretch, so we also have a Stretched in 6 on this DVD. Have a great day.